Hey, Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage, and we're putting pistons in the L99 all aluminum LS based motor tonight. So I've already gone ahead and done 4 of the pistons here. So let me talk about doing this side now. So kind of got a process down of putting this in. Basically, you want to have your pistons pretty cleaned up. This is the #1 piston. This is a Gen 4 motor, so from what I understand, these rods are a little bit beefier than the Gen 3 and after, and it has a floating wrist pin there. So you want to make sure that goes back and forth. This is what they call a cracked piston or cracked rod. So at the factory, they actually crack these in half. So there's only one way these things can go together and match up perfectly. So some interesting things about these pistons and rods. So the first thing we're going to do is drop a bolt. We're going to put the bearing onto the piston. Okay, so I've got my bearing set up here. There's a little slot here that matches up with the bearing, and you're simply going to push it down so that it's even across here and it fits into the slot. And you're going to take a little assembly lube and bloop, bloop, bloop. You're going to put that in there. You're going to spread that around. Okay. A little bit on the sides. It's okay. All right. Then I've got some 10W20 synthetic oil sitting here in a pan, and I'm just gonna roll that around a little bit, make sure it's on the skirts and on the piston. Okay. Then we got a handy dandy compression tool. Now this is 4-inch. I didn't grab the right one. This is 4.060, which is the correct one for this cylinder bore. So there's a little dot on here. The little dot goes towards the front of the motor. I've got my piston rings. One is up here at the dot, and the second one is 180 degrees from that. So when you look at the piston rings, that's how they go. I'm not going to get into this too much because I'm sure all you guys have built motors before. Just kind of showing you some different things about the LS motor. Now, as I pop this down in here, I wanted to show you this this cool hammer I bought. This is a Summit hammer, dead blow hammer, specifically designed to do pistons in because it's a long neck hammer. So we're just going to start tapping this down, and hopefully this goes okay. There it goes, drops right in there. Gonna make sure that dot's towards the front, and I'm gonna reach below here to make sure I'm guiding it in. And I wanna scratch up my crank. So let me take a look down here and see how it's coming down. Looks pretty good. We'll just keep popping it down there. It'll kind of straighten itself out as it comes in contact with the crankshaft and the other rod that's already installed. So there it's popping right into place. And we want to make sure it's kind of seated on there. So we're good to go there. And I went ahead and, like I said, there's only one way to put this on, but I did go ahead and mark a line on there just so when I put it on, I knew where it was at. And I'm not going to torque this up yet. I'm just going to install it real quick, get it started by hand, and we'll torque these things up at a later time when we can spin the motor around. There we go. For now, I'm just going to snug them. Oh, big dummy. Why didn't you tell me that? Forgot to put the bearing on the bottom one. Let's, another thing I've done is clean all the insides of the bores, make sure there's no dust or dirt in there. Just some light oil. Pop a bearing in here. Getting all nervous doing this in front of the camera here. All right. There we go. Put a little goop down in there. So when the motor starts up, it'll already have a little lubrication on there. Assembly lube. All right, now we can go ahead and install this. It's a beautiful day here in Ohio. Got up to about 60 to 66 degrees, I think I saw on the truck coming home. And I tell you, I couldn't wait to get home. It was killing me to be at work today. So there we go. All right, so that crack, when you tighten this up a little bit, pretty much disappears. You don't even see it. So there you go. There's how to do one. Looks good. I'm gonna crank the engine over a little bit, just so I can get the bottom of the crankshaft in line with where this piston is gonna go down there. All right. I tell you, this thing is, I don't have a lock on there, but it is turning very easily. So I'm very happy with that. So we'll keep going here. I'll probably speed the camera up so do some fast motion on this, but it should get done in no time. All right, got our torque wrench out, and the first pass through on the connecting rod bolts are going to be 15 foot-pounds. And then we are going to change over to degrees angle, and tighten it additional 85 degrees. So pretty cool, these new torque wrenches can do that and tell you what's going on. So like I say, we'll tighten these up here. I love these things because they beep at you. So like I say, first pass through, 15 foot-pounds. $85 degrees. Try to be a little more exact on this. Get nice and tight. Woo! That's some serious torque there. Hey, Uncle Larry wanted to show you, got all the pistons in. Everything's turning nice and smooth. Got all the connecting rods tightened up to spec, and I feel no binding in the rotating assembly. We are back in business. Very good.